Carrie Bradshaw is standing at yet another emotional crossroad, and this time the choice she makes could close a chapter that's defined her entire life. With just one episode left, everything we've watched unravel over the past 3 seasons is rushing toward one powerful final decision. The question now is, will she hold on to the past or finally let it go? Episode 11 delivered a quiet, emotional storm that now makes complete sense when looking at the trailer for the finale. This wasn't just filler, it was the emotional setup we didn't know we needed. Let's start with Carrie. We saw her struggling to find comfort in a world that's moved forward without the closure she thought she had is slowly being undone by doubt and silence. Eden's absence is heavy, and it's clear she's questioning whether she's meant to grow alone or if love will return when she least expects it. That final shot of her looking out over the city wasn't just symbolic, it was a sign of emotional restlessness. Meanwhile, Miranda is continuing her path of self-reflection. Her messy, sometimes painful journey with Che has taken yet another turn. The tension between them isn't explosive anymore. It's awkward, quiet, and filled with disappointment. There's a real sense that Miranda is waking up to who she's become, and she might not like what she sees. But for the first time, it seems like she's okay with sitting in that discomfort. She stopped trying to fix everything and started learning how to live with what's broken. Charlotte had her own crisis bubbling under the surface. Her desire to balance motherhood, her career, and self-worth finally hit a wall. That breakdown at the gallery wasn't random, it's been building all season. Watching her finally say, "I need a break," was both heartbreaking and liberating. Charlotte, the one who always holds it together, finally let go, even if just for a moment. And that might be the most honest thing she's done in years. Even side characters like Seema and Lisa brought subtle shifts. Seema, who's been fiercely independent, seems slightly shaken by her emotional closeness to Carrie. There's this fear that she's becoming too soft, but it's also the first time she's truly letting someone in. Lisa's miscarriage story was painful, raw, and told with honesty. Her emotional walls are starting to crack, and we're beginning to see more than just the polished version of her life. Episode 11 wasn't loud. It was filled with long pauses, half-finished sentences, and unsaid feelings. But underneath all of that was a slow-burning build-up. It felt like the show was pulling the characters apart, just enough to make us wonder if they can truly come back together. Now, with the finale approaching, we know that these emotional loose ends are not just moments to be ignored. They're hints, soft clues preparing us for the emotional weight the last episode will carry. And with the promo teasing major turning points, episode 12 is clearly where everything will either fall into place or completely fall apart. The promo for episode 12 opens with a sweeping shot of New York City at twilight, the kind of visual that always signals a turning point in Carrie Bradshaw's world. But this time, the city doesn't sparkle with hope. It hums with quiet tension. The next frame shows Carrie in her iconic apartment, standing in front of her open closet. She's not picking out a glamorous outfit. She's staring at a familiar, dusty box, the kind that holds pieces of a past she's tried to lock away. Her eyes are distant, her face unreadable. This small moment feels massive. It's not about what she's wearing, it's about what she's finally ready to face. Then comes a quick cut to Miranda, seated at a cafe across from someone we can't see. Her voiceover says, "I'm tired of pretending I know what I want." Her tone is soft, but it lands like a confession. The camera lingers on her expression, a mix of confusion, honesty, and acceptance. Is she talking to Che? To Steve? Or maybe, just maybe, to herself? That's the beauty of this promo. It leaves just enough unsaid to make us guess, but shows enough to know something deep is shifting inside her. We also get a brief but powerful glimpse of Charlotte finally putting herself first. She's not in mom mode. She's not playing the perfect wife. She's standing in front of a mirror, breathing deeply. In the background, we hear her voice say, "I need to feel like me again." That one sentence is more than self-care. It's a quiet rebellion. After years of giving everything to everyone else, Charlotte is finally asking, what about It's subtle, but her story might be the most relatable in the entire finale. Suddenly, we're hit with a surprise return, a quick flash of Aiden walking into a room, visibly nervous. The promo doesn't give us much, but it's enough to know this isn't a dream or a memory. He's really back. The way Carrie turns to him, her expression caught between fear and hope, says it all. There's no dramatic kiss, no big words, just silence. And in that silence, everything hangs in the balance. Is this closure, or is it the beginning of another complicated chapter? Meanwhile, the side stories aren't forgotten. We see Seema walking alone at night, stopping in front of Carrie's building but not going in. She looks conflicted. Something's weighing on her, and it's likely tied to her fear of vulnerability. There's also a fast clip of Lisa walking through a hospital corridor, holding hands with her husband, their faces tense. The promo doesn't say what's happening, but the tone is serious. It's clear her journey is far from over. And then comes the final scene of the trailer. Carrie walking down the street in a vintage dress, holding her heels in one hand. Her voice echoes, "Some endings don't need closure. They just need courage." That line alone could define the entire season. It's not about tying everything up neatly. It's about letting go even when it hurts. As she disappears into the crowd, the screen fades to black, and the promo ends, leaving us with more questions than answers. This isn't just any finale. It feels like a quiet storm is about to hit. The 3x12 promo doesn't scream drama, it whispers emotion, change, and reckoning. And if the visuals are any hint, we're in for one of the most reflective, personal, and emotionally honest episodes of the entire series, asterisk at the heart of, and just like that, the story has never just been about fashion or flings. It's always been about the emotional journey of women trying to navigate identity, friendship, and love in a constantly shifting world. And as Season 3 edges toward its final episode, the themes that have been building all along are finally crashing into one another. Each character is standing at the edge of a personal cliff, and the finale isn't about resolution. It's about the courage to take the leap. Carrie's arc this season has been defined by absence, the loss of Big, the distance with Aiden, and the growing gap between who she used to be and who she's trying to become. For years, she's been the woman who tells love stories. But now she's realizing she might be writing a final chapter without a clear ending. The theme of loneliness has followed her like a shadow, not in a dramatic or tragic way, but in those quiet moments where she's sitting alone in her apartment, where her voiceover pauses just a second longer than it used to. The finale seems ready to explore whether she can truly find peace in solitude, not as an ending, but as a new kind of beginning. It's less about romantic closure and more about self-acceptance. Can she stop chasing what was and embrace who she is now? Miranda's story this season has been a messy, honest reflection of identity in midlife. She's gone from control to chaos, from stability to questioning everything she thought she knew. Her theme is reinvention, not the fun, sparkly kind, but the kind that requires you to tear down your image piece by piece. The finale looks like it will push her to stop running from the confusion and start making peace with it. Miranda isn't who she used to be, but maybe that's not a crisis. Maybe it's growth. Her journey forces the audience to confront a hard truth. Sometimes reinvention doesn't come with applause or clarity. Sometimes it just means waking up and choosing yourself, even when you don't know what that looks like yet. Charlotte's arc, while softer on the surface, has dealt with the theme of invisible labor, being everything to everyone, all the time, and losing yourself in the process. This season has quietly asked, what does it cost to be perfect? Her emotional crash in episode 11 wasn't sudden. It was years of pressure finally breaking through. The finale might be where we see Charlotte start to reclaim her voice. Not as a mother or wife or friend, but as a woman who's allowed to fall apart and still be enough. Her journey reminds us that it's okay to want more, even when you already have a full life. Then there's Seema, who's carried the theme of guarded independence. Her fear of needing someone, of getting too close, has made her one of the most complex characters this season. She's the mirror to Carrie, successful, bold, and lonely in a different way. The finale could be the moment where she either opens up or shuts down for good. Her emotional wall isn't built from trauma, it's built from choice. But even chosen isolation has a cost, and she's starting to feel it. Lisa's story dives deep into the idea that behind every perfect exterior is a silent battle. Her pregnancy, her career, her public image, all carefully curated until life forced her to confront what she couldn't control. The finale may not wrap up her grief, but it will likely show how she carries it, with quiet strength, and maybe a new understanding of who she is outside of perfection. These intertwined journeys all point toward one central theme: letting go. Letting go of past versions of ourselves, of expectations, of control. The finale isn't promising fairy tale endings or sudden answers. Instead, it's embracing the idea that life, especially midlife, is messy, raw, and unfinished. It's not about wrapping things up in a bow, it's about finding grace in the unraveling. These women are older, wiser, more complicated, and that's exactly why this finale has the power to be unforgettable. Asterisk. With so many emotional threads woven through season 3, the finale of And Just Like That is shaping up to be less about a single shocking moment and more about a collection of small, powerful choices that could redefine each character's future. The promo drops enough hints to stir speculation, and fans are already spinning dozens of theories that could either bring U.S. closure or leave us more emotionally tangled than ever before. Let's begin with the biggest question hovering over the finale. Carrie and Adidon. His brief appearance in the trailer was enough to send the fandom into a spiral. But this isn't a romantic fairy tale reunion, it feels more like a reckoning. Carrie's arc has been about shedding layers, not adding new ones. So if Adidon is back, the most realistic prediction is that he isn't returning to rekindle love. He's returning so both of them can finally let go. There's a strong chance this isn't the romantic ending people are expecting. Instead, it could be a mutual understanding that they were right for each other in a different time, and that time has passed. Carrie may choose to walk forward, alone, but with a clearer heart, but there's also a theory floating around that Adidon's return will tie into another major loss. Some fans believe that a funeral could be part of the finale, possibly someone from Carrie's circle. The tone of the promo, especially the line "some endings don't need closure, they just need courage," feels like a farewell. It wouldn't be out of character for the show to explore death again, not for shock value, but to reflect on aging, grief, and life's unpredictability. Could this be the moment Carrie writes her final column, not for love, but for the end of an era? Miranda's storyline also holds several possibilities. Her line in the promo, "I'm tired of pretending I know what I want," suggests she's no longer interested in forcing herself into relationships or roles that don't feel true anymore. A popular theory is that she and Che will finally have a real, honest conversation, not a fight, not a dramatic exit, but a mutual parting rooted in understanding. Alternatively, there's the question of Steve. Could Miranda revisit the idea of reconnecting with someone who actually knows the version of herself she's rediscovering? Some fans think the finale may hint at a slow rebuild between them, not necessarily romantic, but something more grounded than her recent chaos. Charlotte's big move might be the least dramatic, but the most satisfying. After breaking down under the weight of being everything to everyone, the finale might show her drawing a boundary. Not a grand exit or divorce, but a declaration that she's reclaiming time for herself. Whether that means starting an art studio, taking a solo trip, or just setting rules with her family, fans are hoping to see Charlotte choose herself for once. The theory here isn't about escape, but evolution. Seema, always a mystery, might finally let someone past her defenses. Whether it's a romantic interest or just a deeper friendship with Carrie, the prediction is that Seema will surprise us by being vulnerable, maybe even walking into Carrie's building after all. There's a growing belief that she might be the unexpected emotional anchor of the finale, especially if Carrie decides to let go of romantic ideals and embrace friendship as her deepest love story. And then there's the possibility of a major setup for season 4. The writers may leave some storylines open-ended on purpose. Lisa's storyline could expand into new challenges in motherhood and marriage. A surprise twist might introduce a new character who could shake up the group dynamic. Next season, someone younger or someone from their past reappearing at just the wrong time. Some believe even Samantha could be hinted at for a return, not with an appearance, but through a phone call, letter, or unexpected gift. In the end, the biggest prediction is this: the finale will choose emotional truth over spectacle. It may not satisfy everyone's desire for neat endings, but it will reflect life in all its beautiful, imperfect mésanges. And just like that, everything could change, but maybe that's exactly what these women, and all of us watching, need most.